All right, let's dive into one of the biggest, most profound ideas human beings have ever come up with: Brahman. We're going to take a journey right to the heart of Hindu philosophy, to a place where, honestly, the mind kind of meets the infinite.
You know, for as long as we've been around, we've been wrestling with a few giant questions. And maybe the most personal one, the one that sits right at the center of everything, is this one. Who am I?
And right there with it is the other huge mystery. What is all of this stuff around me? What is the universe actually made of? We look up at the stars, we look at the world, we look in the mirror, and we just wonder. Now, what's so fascinating is how some of the earliest thinkers went about this. The ancient sages of India, the rishis, they didn't build giant telescopes or smash atoms together. Nope, they did the exact opposite. They turned their focus inward, convinced that the biggest secrets weren't out there, but right inside themselves.
And what did they find in the depths of their meditations? They encountered this vast, formless, eternal reality that's underneath absolutely everything. And they gave it a name: Brahman. The word itself is pretty cool. It comes from the Sanskrit root bra, which means to expand or to grow. So Brahman is literally the thing that is always expanding, the boundless source of everything.
But here's where you got to shift your thinking. Brahman isn't a person or a thing or some old guy with a beard in the sky. It's described as pure being itself. It has three essential qualities. First, Sat, which is just pure, raw existence. Then there's Chit, which is pure consciousness. And finally, Ananda, pure, unending bliss. Existence, consciousness, bliss. That's the stuff it's made of. This whole idea leads to this incredible, powerful declaration from the ancient texts called the Upanishads. It goes, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. It means all this, everything you see, is indeed Brahman. The phone in your hand, the air you're breathing, the thoughts in your head, it's all a manifestation of this one single reality. Okay, so the question that's probably popping into your head right about now is, wait a second, is Brahman just another word for God? And that's a great question. The answer is kind of tricky. It's yes and no. Let's break that down. So, the sages talked about two sides of the same coin. On one side, you have Nirguna Brahman. That's the absolute, formless, pure potential. It has no qualities you can describe. Think of it like the invisible electricity flowing through the power lines. You can't see it, but the power is there. Then there's Saguna Brahman. This is the same reality, but with form, with attributes. It's that same electricity now lighting up a light bulb. This is Brahman showing up as the personal gods and goddesses you can actually relate to, like Vishnu or Shiva. It's all the same power, just expressed in a way we can understand.
If the electricity metaphor doesn't click, try this one. It's my favorite. Imagine Brahman is a huge, endless ocean. Now, all the individual gods, all the people, all the planets and stars, they're just waves on the surface of that ocean. Each wave looks separate for a little while, right? It has its own form. But it's never, ever anything other than the ocean itself. It's all just water. And this brings us to what might be the single most important, most mind-bending statement in all of the Upanishads. It's a phrase that packs this entire philosophy into just three little words: Tat Tvam Asi.
And what does it mean? It translates beautifully to that thou art. Or, to put it more simply, you are that.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The implication is absolutely staggering. You are that means that you right now, are not some separate little creature cut off from the universe. It means that the ultimate reality, the source of everything, isn't out there somewhere. It is the very consciousness that's hearing these words. It's the awareness that's looking out through your eyes.
So, how do you even begin to grasp this? Let's try a quick little thought experiment. Right now, just notice the simple feeling of I am. Not I am tired or I am a student, just the raw feeling of existing. Got it? Okay. Now, one by one, mentally let go of all the labels attached to that I. Your name, your job, your past, your feelings. Just let them float away. And what's left? That quiet, still, silent awareness in the background, that is the spark of Brahman in you.
So when we get right down to it, what is Brahman? Well, it's the silent witness. It's the quiet, observing consciousness that's looking out through your eyes and my eyes and the eyes of every living thing.
It's also the one unchanging thing in a universe that is constantly changing. Empires rise and fall, stars are born and die, our own thoughts come and go. But Brahman, that's the eternal, steady background that it's all happening on.
Just as one of the great texts says, in the beginning, there was only being, one without a second. And that single, unified reality, it's still here. It's present in everything, including you, right now.
So let's just end on this thought. If this is true, then you aren't just a tiny speck in the universe. You are the entire universe, experiencing itself as a person for a little while. So the only question left really is, what are you going to do with that knowledge?